Okay, there are several ways of doing monocoque hinges, and this is just one of the many methods. This works where the edges of both the elevator and the stabilizer are left square, and you can still do this with no gaps. So what you do first is you take just a narrow strip of monocoque and do that square edge. Let's see. I don't know if you can see that. And you do that both on the elevator and on the horizontal stabilizer. So you just have a finished edge. Then you take and cut two strips of monocoque the same length, and I use about 1.1 width on each strip, and so we peel the backing back halfway, or just part way on the edge, on one edge. I'm going to use some masking tape to tape this down so that it stays stationary. And you do this method you do on a sheet of glass, or if you have a glass workbench top, then you can just do it on there. Closer to the edge here. There we go. Stretch this tight. Okay. Let me put one in the middle too. Okay, so there we go, I've got that one. Monocoque won't stick to glass, so this one, when you peel off the backing, you put the adhesive side down and overlap the edges by whatever the thickness of your stab is. So in this case it's 1/8 inch. So now I have adhesive side to adhesive side, you know, one flipped opposite of the other, and I'm going to use the Top Flite trim monocoque tool on the high setting, and I'm going to try and stay to the shiny side, the non-adhesive side, and just heat that seam. Oops. Maybe should have taped this one down too. So stay straight. And you seal the seam together. Okay, now these are going to be our hinges. And we can take this off now. We're done with that. So I'm going to cut this part that has the monocoat label on off the end there. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to cut these in about 3/4 inch wide strips. Should actually be enough, 9 of them. So now I'll take the horizontal stabilizer and you want to put it so that that adhesive part, or the part that's stuck together, goes into that gap. In this case, I'm going to cut this corner off. And then you want to leave a gap for another one to go on the other side. And put another one down here. Let these, embedded pretty good so that you can't feel a seam. That way they'll be hidden better. once you get the two ends tacked down, then you want to flip it over and do the next one in. Make sure that it tightens up that gap. Now it goes easier once those are tacked down. Okay, now we go back to the other side and finish tacking down those. Okay, I'll just make sure everything is buried so you can barely feel any edges. On both sides. Okay, so now you can see that there's no gap, and even though the edges are still square, it can fold back and forth very easily. This works really well for smaller planes, smaller lightweight planes, and now you just cover the rest of the surfaces. You do have to be careful with when you cover the elevator. You have to make sure you seal the, you can't go into that groove. You have to have a crack here in the monocoque so you can't. You can only go up to the edge when you're covering. But you just cover over all the hinges and then they don't even show up at all. So there you go. That's how you do. That's one of the methods of doing monocoque hinges. Like I said, there are several ways to do monocoque hinges, but this is just one method. Okay, so I'm starting to work on the fuselage layout. And so I have the plan cut out for the fuselage, the profile side of the fuselage. I'm actually going to build a build-up fuselage so I can fit my battery inside the fuselage. So I'm making some modifications on mine. Anyway, I've got two 1/8" pieces of balsa. So I've got this glue stick, and so I just want to, lightly put some glue on, not too heavy, because we want to take this apart once we cut it out. Let's see where this is going to end up. So, just put some lightly glue the sheets together. Then you can just make one cut and cut both sides out at the same time. So just stick those two sheets together with the glue stick, and we'll be taking that apart after the parts are cut out. Then I cut out the fuselage sides from the plan, or a copy of the plan. And the other thing I did is some of the guys on Stunt Hanger suggested that the fuselage be lengthened by 1.5 inches, so I made a cut in the plan and then just moved it over 1.5 inches so that I have 1.5 inches of length in the nose. So now those two sheets are glued together, and so I can start cutting out the fuselage both sides at the same time. Okay, so now I've got the two fuselage sides cut out and the wing opening cut in the fuselage. So we can take the paper template off. And you don't want to leave these glued together with the glue stick very long, because if you leave it too long it'll be hard to get it apart. But I just cut these out, so it's pretty easy to get the two fuselage halves apart. And you can just take a rag and clean up some of this excess glue, although this can be on the inside, but still, just get the excess off of here as much as we can. And I guess that's pretty good. Okay, so now we have a left and a right fuselage side. And it's lengthened, like I said, 1.5 inches in the nose. This should give me enough room to fit the battery and some other things. I'm planning to build a canopy on top, so This is going to be my hatch to get access to the battery. So my motor will go in here. Electronic speed controller. Go there. And my battery can fit here, and I can move it depending on where it needs to balance. And I built a firewall for the motor mount, drilled lots of holes in it for airflow, and made the plywood mount for the landing gear. So the tail pieces are done, and so I'm still waiting to get the lead out lines so that I can finish the wing. And I think because I'm planning to put the push rod for the elevator inside the fuselage, I'm gonna kind of build that around the wing. That way I can get the push rod installed inside the fuselage. Alright, so I have the placement of where I think the battery will go. It can still move forward or aft